Is raising our kids with religion conducive to their well-being? Is raising our kids with religion doing more harm, or is it doing more good to them? I'm going to be saying my take on this, but I want to preface this by saying, okay, if you have raised your kids with religion, or you are choosing to do that, you do you. I'm not shaming you. I don't care what anybody else does, okay? You do you. If you feel guided to present that to your kid, do that. Everybody's doing the best we fucking can every single day. So I'm not shaming anybody. This is just my opinion. So as somebody that grew up in a household that was religious free, there was no impeding beliefs on me growing up. Even the talk about like God or a bigger source wasn't really talked about a lot in our house. So growing up, I never had outside forces telling me what to believe or what I should believe or whatever. And honestly, I'm so grateful for that. Like every single day, not every single day, but like most of the days I think about, I'm like, if I didn't grow up in that environment, I don't know what person I would be, because growing up in an environment that was religious free, it allowed me to discover my beliefs for myself. It allowed me to discover my own thoughts about the universe and God and whatever, right? Very, very important. So this is coming from a perspective from somebody that, didn't grow up in anything religious, but I was surrounded by religion. Like when I would go to visit family, they would pray, they would talk about God. I had family members do the cross on me, all that stuff. So I was very much aware of it. I was surrounded by it, but I never partaked in it. Not my vibe. So this takes me to parents that decide to raise their children with religion. Now, I could sit here and say that there's a multitude of reasons as to why parents raise their kids with religion, but I think the main reason why is because that's what they know. That is what's familiar to them. That is what is safe to them. They grew up with a family in a household that was religious. So that's what they know. And this is where I think we need to be careful as adults when we start teaching our kids about certain belief systems. Because here's the thing. I think parents tend to forget that it's their own belief system. They decided to come together, get married, whatever. They have this belief system together. So when you have kids, they're separate from you. And I know a lot of people like to say, oh, your kid is an extension of you, which in some ways, yes, but your kid is a separate human being. They're separate from you, okay? So when you go and you start teaching them this religion, whatever it may be, I believe that you are restricting them. You are not allowing them to have an open mind, because I think there's a really big difference in educating our kids about certain religions and letting them know, hey, this is what mom and dad believe. This is what we practice in. This is our belief system. We believe this about this and this about this. There's a difference between doing that and telling your kids you have to follow this because of X, Y, and Z. And most of the times when adults tell that to their children, you have to follow this, you have to follow this, it's because you have followed it. You're basically just putting your belief system onto them, because we all freaking know how damn susceptible kids are to information, to believing things. They're very moldable at a very young age. So you know that when you're telling them this type of stuff, you know damn well that they're gonna believe you because mommy and daddy said it, right? Mommy and daddy said it, so it must be true. Just because you have grown up with a religion, just because this is what you practice, doesn't necessarily mean that you need to inflict that on your kid. Teach them about it, open their mind to what you are learning and whatever, but also remind them, hey, you don't have to follow this. Hey, there's other religions. Hey, there's other belief systems that you can follow. That's really important, because if not, then you have a bunch of kids that grow up, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but a lot of people that grew up in those environments, they grow up and they realize, oh shit, what the fuck? I don't have to think that. I don't have to believe that. I can actually think something else. Honestly, I think it also really, it affects their free will, guys. Like, let's look at it for what it is. You are affecting their free will and what you're allowing them to believe. Raising your kid and telling them, you have to believe in this, you have to believe in God, you have to believe in Jesus, or else you're gonna go to hell for your sins, or else you're gonna get whatever. That's horrible. What, like, you're indoctrinating your child in something that they don't like even realize what's going on. It's very important to allow your kids to have an open mind. It's very important to allow your kids to explore and not be so contained into this one thing. For example, baptisms. That's against your free will, bitch. I was baptized as a kid, y'all, which never made sense to me because my parents never raised me as religious. So the intent behind that, I don't know how clear that was. I was like, they tell me they did it, that was the one thing they wanted to do, but I was like, was it really something you guys wanted to do, or was it because of your families? Right? That's just my theory, but that's weird because number one, I'm getting baptized. I don't even know what a baptism is. Y'all, like, what is it? Like, I don't know. I think it's just like a pledge to God. I don't know. But it's like, they decided to like do something to me that I had zero awareness of. When you get baptized, babe, you're not aware of that shit. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't know what you're subjugating your energy to. Like, what the fuck? It's weird. And I know some people will be like, it's not that deep. It is deep. Because I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I was put in a position. I don't care how little I was. I was a kid. I had no thoughts of my own to tell people, hey, no, I don't want that. I don't want holy water on my face. Like, I don't want somebody to do the cross on me. I couldn't say that. I just had to experience it because everybody around me wanted me to experience it. You have to realize that everything you say to your child, everything that you present to them, especially when they're at a very young age, it will affect them. It will affect them growing up. It will have a big difference on how they decide to view the world. I think that raising our kids with religion is actually doing more harm. I think we need to step back and realize that our children are actually separate people from us. Our children are human beings and they have every single right to decide on what they want to believe. I just think a lot of parents need to consider that. And I'm not saying that parents that do raise their kids with religion are like, they have like some agenda, like some negative agenda. No, I know these people are doing it out of love, right? Because that's what they were taught. It's out of love. It's out of love, but it restricts you. It's out of love, but it's telling you you can only believe this one thing, right? How out of love is it really? So the whole point of this video was for me to, explain how I feel about it, but also to encourage parents to have a more open mind, even if you're religious, and allow your kids to discover things for themselves. Be a helper instead of somebody that is there telling them what they can and can't believe, what they can and can't do. This is my take. Please do not come for me if you have raised your kids as religious, okay? People live happy and freeing lives even if they are raised with religion. I'm not saying that you can't find freedom in religion, but I don't think it's the first place I would look for that freedom. So please be considerate of others and their free will. And I think it's also important to be very aware of how you're affecting your child, how you are affecting their mind, and how big of a part you actually play in that, because you do. Those first 10 years, babe, you're playing not even 10 years, more than that, bitch. You're playing a really big role on how they might view the world. Let it be positive. Let it be freeing. Let it be expansive for them. Don't let it be restrictive for them. Just like how you got to decide on what religion you wanted to learn and what you wanted to practice, they have that same exact right. Just keep that in mind. Do what you want to do, babe. Okay? Live your life. Have an amazing day, night, whenever you're watching this, my loves. Be amazing, do amazing things, do great things, be expansive, and just love life. Just love life, okay? I'm always here for you. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love every single one of you. My DMs are open. Whatever you need, I'm here. Advice, whatever. I'm here for y'all, okay? I love you.